Everyone, and welcome back to the channel for a quick Friday news update. And guess what we're covering? I'll give you a hint. It's mostly the Switch 2. More leaks, software leaks, accessory leaks coming out at you. But before we get to that, let's get to some brief news real quick. Nintendo did make an announcement this week. It was for the Lego Game Boy. Just a little teaser announcement, show some Lego pieces floating and things like that. And Lego Game Boy coming October 2025. I'll be buying that. I'll probably it'll give me the excuse to replace that Shadow Box Game Boy that my buddy Nelson gave me years ago and fix that, give an LED screen and everything like that, and then maybe I'll put the Lego Game Boy there because that will at least be small if it's life size. I've been hemming and hawing about the Nintendo Lego set, the one with the TV and everything like that, but man, that is what, $250, $300, man, that's a lot of money, and I don't even know where I'd put it. So that's why that hasn't get purchased. But given if it's not stupidly priced, I will be buying that Lego Game Boy, and I'll build it on the stream like I did with Majora's Mask, I did with the Master Sword back there, and I do with Gundams periodically. So stay tuned for that in October. Ubisoft delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows again. I really think a lot is banking on this game for that company. If this game flops or does not sell well, Ubisoft's probably getting bought out. I don't think they'll go bankrupt or anything like that, but I think Ubisoft, as we know it, will be dead if this game doesn't succeed. So a lot is riding on that, which is why they're probably pushing it back to give it some more cooking time and maybe, just maybe, add a male Japanese character to control, which is what a lot of people wanted in that game and not Yusuke. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they do with it, but yeah, a lot is riding high on that game for them, so they need to get it right and they need to sell. So, and also, I just touched on this briefly because I don't think it's very substantiated, but a next-gen Xbox is supposedly coming next year called Xbox Prime, or at least that's the code name. That's been kind of the rumor. Some people give it some credence, some people don't. We'll wait and see. Unless it's got like exclusive games that don't run on the Series X, that's not something I'm interested in, much like the PS4 Pro. Not something I'm very interested in. Anyway, so that's kind of the brief news rundown. Now let's get into some of that Nintendo Switch 2 goodness. So the first bit of Nintendo Switch 2 leak goodness is accessories. Whatchamacallit, GameStop listed a bunch of like memory cards and other accessories on their system update, which has since been replaced with the description, which I'll show here, has been replaced with just something that says dummy SKU now. So GameStop is gearing up with all those accessories, which I think if they're starting to get accessories in the system, I think that correlates with my time frame of March, April being the drop for the system. Because why would you start getting stuff in for your store, 9 months ahead of time if it would be like a September or October kind of drop? So I think that kind of settles the debate. I think we're getting it in springtime at the latest kind of thing. So first leak coming from GameStop. Next comes from a French online retailer, linking it right here, or not linking it, showing you the picture right here, with some possible software titles. This is obviously less concrete than the GameStop stuff, but we've got three Bethesda games, 4 EA games, 2 Bandai Namco games, 5 Square Enix games. That's how old I am. I call it Squaresoft still. 2 Take-Two games and 2 WB games. And so if this is credible, because again, online French retailer, someone noticed it. It doesn't seem to be like a leaker trying to get attention kind of thing like that. It just seems like, again, an accidental review. So, but I'm still going to take it with a grain of salt here. But while we're taking this with a grain of salt, let's get into some wild speculation time. 3 Bethesda games. So immediately I'm thinking a Doom game. Maybe Doom Eternal. I don't think Doom Dark Ages is going to be on the Switch 2. I highly doubt that. Unless they really figure out some sort of cloud save thing. But they did get Skyrim running on the first Switch when it first came out. So maybe Bethesda's got some wizardry there. But I would see Doom Dark Ages, if that ever came to the Switch 2, would be later in the generation. When you start to really learn the ins and outs of the hardware and you can kind of exploit everything to make it run better. I'm guessing Doom Eternal coming at just a better running version of it. Then for another title, I'm thinking Fallout 76. That is not on Switch, and Switch 2 might have better online. You get Fallout 76 running on there because I don't see like Fallout 4 being on there, and Fallout with the TV show and season 2 coming next year for it. You got to kind of strike while the iron's hot with Fallout, and since Bethesda doesn't have any new Fallout coming, porting Fallout 76 over to the Switch can get them a rise in online subscribers and also sell a new piece of software. As far as the third title, maybe Outer Worlds sequel's coming out soon, so you get Outer Worlds on. Though Outer Worlds could have been on the Switch, I can't remember. Maybe Outer Worlds 2 coming to the Switch because again, that kind of runs. Oh wait, that's not Bethesda. That's Obsidian. I'm sorry about that. Ignore that part. Obsidian, even though they made Fallout 76, are not owned by Bethesda. Because I was thinking of Bethesda's other studios. And Obsidian, even though they made Fallout 76, they're owned by Microsoft, not by Bethesda. Though Bethesda's owned by Microsoft, but they're still completely different studios. So third one, maybe I heard a lot of people talking Indiana Jones. Given the trouble, it's like the requirements for that to run on PC. I think that might be too much for the Switch 2 to handle. Possibly though. Kind of, we'll wait and see. But I'm thinking maybe Elder Scrolls Online, or I also heard someone jokingly say it, but I could see it happening. Another version of Skyrim coming out. So, or maybe it's just an unannounced game. I don't think Starfield would do it. That was not the success I think Bethesda was hoping for, but maybe it's Starfield. But I'm thinking Doom Eternal and Fallout 76 are a lock for 2 of those 3 games. EA's got 4 games. I got to think FC Football Club is going to be one of those games, and one would think Madden, since the rumor and everything is this is going to be at least as powerful as a PS4 Pro. They can dumb Madden down a little bit, the current Maddens, to run on that system. So I would say those 2 are a lock for it. Maybe a Need for Speed game coming to it. Maybe one of their Star Wars games, Jedi Survivor 2 could be coming, because those are both PS4 games. So, well, I mean, also a PS5 game, but I believe they made a PS4 version of Jedi Survivor. So I think one of those Star Wars games probably is going to be one of them. Like I said, Football Club, Madden, Need for Speed, I would say. Maybe I've heard rumors of a new skate game. Maybe that debuts there. But those would be my guesses for what EA would be cooking. Bandai Namco, my guesses would be DB Sparking Zero and Tekken 8. I think those are the 2 locks in for those ones. So really, off the top of my head, I can't think of other Bandai Namco games like current games. Maybe Gundam Breaker 4, but that just released on the Switch. So I don't know why you would do a Switch 2 port of that. And again, there could be some sort of unannounced games because it could be a Bomberman game. Bomberman just seems to, though Bomberman's not Namco, is it? But Bomberman's Hudson, so never mind. Or it could, like, some of these, again, could just be unannounced games that they've been working on, especially for the Switch 2. But given how popular the Switch is, I would imagine you want to get some of your mainstays ported over to the successor, which I don't see not being a huge success out there. So I would say definitely Dragon Ball and Tekken are coming for the Switch. And then we got 5 from Square Enix. That is, that's going to take a lot of guessing. And most of my guesses are going to be more on the Square side and not the Enix side. Mainly because Enix's biggest title, the Dragon Quest Dragon Warrior series, we just got 3 on the Switch, and 1 and 2 HD remake. Those have already been announced for the Switch. So those could be, Switch 2 releases as well. You could get, the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 versions for that. So that could be one of the games too. I doubt it though with the backwards compatibility for the Switch 2. I don't see making 2 versions of that. Just make the one version for the Switch, and people who just have a Switch 1 will buy it if they want it, and the Switch 2 people will just buy that version if they want it. That way you just have the one SKU. That makes more sense to me. So I don't think it's going to be that. Again, going with wild speculation, even though these are PS5 games, Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, you could have Final Fantasy Remake on there. I think those are definite ones that could be it. It would be, and I hope those announcements come really soon, because I'm in the middle of playing, as I've talked about on the podcast many times. I'm in the middle of playing 7, I'm in the middle of playing 16, and I just have not had the urge to play them as much. And to get them on the Switch too, I might, I'd have to start over again, but I might play them more on my Switch because I play my Switch probably more than anything else, really. I mean, maybe my Xbox, but I definitely play my PS5 the least of the three console systems. I can play my Lenovo Go, and I'm not even a PC gamer, and I play that more than my PlayStation. So I think those two could be it, but I think Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth probably are going to be on the system. I mean, it just makes too much sense. I mean, Square Enix talked about the disappointing sales of Rebirth and 16, but those were PS5 exclusives. So if those would have come out on Xbox, also they probably would have done much better. Same if they would have come out on PC sooner, would have done much better. So if you can get them running on the Switch too, Final Fantasy Remake shouldn't be a problem running on the Switch too. So getting those on the Switch too would make a lot of sense to me, and also boost the sales of those, and boost your overall audience. The other one I heard talked about, rumored, possibly the Final Fantasy IX remake. Because again, like this, what I should say about this is these don't necessarily say these are launch titles so much as these are just placeholders found on this online store. So they could be placeholders for a while because it's just what those companies plan on releasing, through the calendar year, I guess. So Final Fantasy IX Remake would be cool. I would buy that day one. I love Final Fantasy IX. It is my favorite Final Fantasy. I will not take any arguments on that. It's the best Final Fantasy. I think has the most endearing characters. But so those are kind of my guesses. I can't think of any other, like maybe Final Fantasy 14. Again, much like Fallout 76 or Elder Scrolls Online, trying to get that Switch online community. Because in all honesty, I think playing one of those games on a portable system would really be ideal because, if you think about like Final Fantasy 14, Elder Scrolls Online, most of those are like PC heavy. I would guess most of the people who play those are on the PC playing already. So you got to sit at your computer and play it. But if you got that on the Switch too, you can play wherever you want and, get more online interaction. Because if I'm going on a trip and I've got reliable Wi-Fi or using, my phone's hotspot, I can, continue playing my online RPG even when I'm on vacation, on chill time, on the car ride, on the plane ride, kind of thing like that. So having an online RPG on the Switch too, I think makes a lot of sense. But that's me. So I definitely like, because Square's got 5. I mean, I want to know all your opinions, what you think these games might be, if they're real, obviously. But definitely on Square Enix, since it's 5 games apparently. So again, I'm having trouble thinking of like 5 recent releases that those would be. Again, could be a new game, Final Fantasy IX Remake. That's a new game. That's not something we have, so it could be that. And I wouldn't think it'd be a port of, the original Final Fantasies, because we got 1 through 6 already, and we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10-2 ported to the Switch already. I don't even think they're like remasters at all. I think it's just straight ports. So I wouldn't see them, porting those games again. So we have 1 through 10 already. But I definitely would love to know what you think about that. Next up is Take-Two Interactive. One of them is definitely NBA 2K. Shadow of doubt. NBA 2K is one of those games. No doubt at all. Because unlike EA with their sports games, 2K, I think, has put out an NBA 2K game on the Switch every year. So they've been supporting it. So definitely one of those is NBA 2K 25, maybe 26. Again, no time frame on when these games are going to be released. I would imagine, though, they're the newer games, and we're in the current NBA season. So it's got to be 2K 25, which is the current one out. Maybe Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe a 2-pack for that. Because again, one is a PS3 game / Xbox 360 game. The other is a Xbox One. I had to think of what that Xbox was because their stupid naming structure. And PS4 games. So both those games could be coming to the Switch too. It'd be awesome if it was a 2-pack. Because I've been thinking about playing both of them again. And if I were to get them on the Switch, because I'd be starting them over from scratch. Getting them on the Switch would be perfect for me because then I can just play them downstairs. I can play them wherever. I don't have to be at my TV on my Xbox playing them. So that would be awesome as a 2-pack. I doubt it though, but that would be really cool. I would lean towards Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that is what, Rockstar would want to push forward the newer game as instead of the older game, because they could probably put the original Red Dead Redemption on the Switch currently, and it honestly could be on the Switch currently. A lot of the ports from older systems that are on the Switch, it's hard to keep up with. So if Red Dead Redemption was already on the Switch, I wouldn't be surprised. But Red Dead Redemption would be cool. Another thing from Take-Two, which again they have 2K, Rockstar, and things like that. It could be a Borderlands game, could be the new Borderlands 4, or or Borderlands Collection 1 through 3 and the prequel, something like that. That could be one of them, since they're pushing Borderlands again after the failure of the movie. But also I heard people say WWE 2K25, the new one coming out, that could also be it, because again, if this has got like PS4-esque graphics, and the last 2K24 did come out on the older systems, it did have an Xbox One and a PS4 version. So I mean, with a little bit of tinkering, they could have 2K25 run on the lesser powered Switch 2. So we could be getting that. So those could be some of the games for that one. And then last up, we've got Warner Brothers. I think Hogwarts, even though that was a Switch game, I think with the more powerful Switch 2, putting that back out there, because Harry Potter fans, they're like the old Star Wars fans. They can't get enough of Harry Potter. So giving them a better running Harry Potter, not Harry Potter, but Hogwarts on the Switch 2, I think a lot of the people who even have a Switch, the Switch 1 currently, would rebuy that. I don't doubt that at all. And I was kind of like racking my brain for what another WB game was going to be. I was going to say a Lego game, but Take-Two does that. Because I think Warner Brothers used to publish them, but Take-Two does that all now. Or I could just be misremembering because Warner Brothers makes the Lego movies. So that could just be one of those things. And I heard some people say Gotham Knights, which I'd be very disappointed if that was one of them. I bought Gotham Knights last year in like a buy two get one free sale at GameStop, and God, was I disappointed in that game. I was super excited for it because I love the Bat family, and I wanted in like the Arkham games to be able to play as Nightwing, be able to play as Robin, not just like in the DLC missions in City. No, not City. Knights. No. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. Oh, I don't remember what the third Arkham game is called for some reason. Oh well. I wanted to play, more as, Nightwing and stuff like that, because I love Nightwing's my favorite character in the Bat family. It goes Nightwing, Batman, probably Tim, Batgirl, Azrael, Damian, and then Jason, kind of thing. I guess Huntress could fall in there somewhere too, Catwoman as well. But I'm talking about like the main heroes, kind of thing like that. So I wanted more of that. So Gotham Knights seemingly was giving me what I wanted, but it wasn't made by Rocksteady, obviously. But I didn't like it. I was super excited for it when it was announced, and then when it came out, so I hope that's not the other WB game. I would honestly, even though I wouldn't buy it, I would rather them do the Arkham Trilogy plus Origins, because it would obviously run better than it did on the Switch. But yeah, WB is another one that like kind of stumps me, because I don't think they would do another Shadow of Mordor. Oh, what would be awesome? And they're not going to do it. But again, wild speculation time here. Would be re-releasing the Lord of the Rings games from like the GameCube era. Two Towers and Return of the King as like a one pack kind of thing like that. That would be awesome. But I can't think of any like WB games. I mean, maybe re-release Mortal Kombat 1 and pray it's better. But I'm just kind of like looking over at my game shelf, and I don't have really many WB games. I don't think the Shadow of Mordor games would be on that list, though those are awesome and would be cool to have. But I got that on my Lenovo Go and on my Xbox. I don't need it again. Sorry, my mustache itches. That's why I keep scratching it. But yeah, I can't think of too many WB games. Maybe an unannounced Superman game. That would be cool. Kind of thing. But yeah, outside of DC or Harry Potter, I can't think of anything that WB would give us, because I don't think we've had like a WB games It wouldn't be WB games, those games, because those were published by EA, not WB, so that doesn't even matter for those Lord of the Rings games. But yeah, I can't think of anything they've done recently outside of Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts, and the Batman games, and Suicide Squad. And I highly doubt it's going to be Suicide Squad. So I'm kind of up in the air on that. I think Hogwarts is a lock. But as far as that second game, it's probably Gotham Knights. But I would hope it's not. I hope it's something better than that. But yeah, there you have it for the quick news brief. It's going to be a slowly edited video, because I was going to get this up this morning, but so much happened. Nothing bad, but just I was so busy this morning with real life, real dad life, not Nintendo dad life, but real dad life, that I couldn't get around to it. But yeah, so those are kind of that's my wild speculation for what these games could be. If this is real, take it with a grain of salt, which is why we're doing wild speculation. What are your thoughts for that? Because again, we got 3 Bethesda, 4 EA, 2 Bandai Namco, 5 Squaresoft. I feel like I'm on Sesame Street. Square Enix, not Squaresoft. 2 Take-Two and 2 WB. What do you think these games might be? Obviously, you have my guesses here. I want to hear what your guesses are. And I'm thinking, I'm still holding on mid-January announcement, and then March, April release date for it. Are you going to get the Switch day one? I am. Second, pre-orders go up. Pre-order it from Best Buy, and I'm picking that bad boy up on release date. But obviously, I'm the Nintendo dad. Of course, I'm going to be excited for Nintendo. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday. Well, if you watch the streams, which I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming this weekend too. So I'll see you then too. Come hang out. It's always fun. I love chatting with you guys. But have a great weekend. See you Monday. Take care.